You ever feel like everyone else gets the importance of things, but you're just kind of like floating? Like when people talk about some important decision or some important event, but everything for you just kind of feels weirdly distant. Well, this is something that a lot of NPs run into, especially us INFPs. Hey, I'm Matt Sherman. I am an INFP. I coach INFPs, do hypnosis, and got a bunch of courses, things like that. And I got this question that I'm not going to read specifically, but it was asking about what is it about me as an INFP? Why do I not understand the importance of this test, for example, or this event, for example, that like everyone else seems to know that this is going to impact the future, but I don't really care. It reminded me, though, of quite an important event in my life. We were being driven back from a club one night, and the driver stopped and pulled over, and everybody was freaking out, and I was kind of just like, what's going on? And I found out there was a university student had been hit by a car, and he was not going to make it. And I wasn't there. I wasn't present. I wasn't fully like absorbed in the moment and the emergency of the situation. We didn't do anything. Like we were not involved in it. We just were there right after the incident. And like everyone else was ready to act, ready to be present, ready to deal with the situation and engage with it. And I instantly dissociated. And this is not a one-time thing. This happens very often. There was another incident where we had an altercation with the Yakuza here, the like mafia, Japanese mafia. And everybody else was fighting and freaking out. And I got a milk tea from the convenience store, and I was just looking around like, why is everybody being so stupid? It happens a lot. So first, our dominant function, introverted feeling, is about our values, about making value-based decisions. How much do we like this thing? How important is it to me, to my life, to my identity? And oftentimes it takes a lot of time to assess that. It's like a sifting process. Unless something directly clashes with our values, things just kind of go by and we don't really put ourselves into the situation. We can very often go deep into an emotion, but also, at least in my experience, I've had a lot of time dissociated in my life where a strong emotion hits. I'm an Enneagram 9, so that could be a thing too. And I just zoom out, dissociate from the situation so that I don't experience it too heavily. So that could be one reason why you might not be like really experiencing this life-changing moment and you have that distant aspect. Another one is extroverted intuition and introverted sensing. So this is our auxiliary function and our tertiary function. Extroverted intuition is the explorer, as I call it, as a part of your psyche. And the introverted sensing is the guardian, as I call it. And the explorer is like a mentorly position for us. It's saying this is what you should do. And this is actually how we mentor other people too. We give them a bunch of different possibilities, a bunch of different options, and say, it could be like this, could be like this. What if you did this? Let's just experiment. Let's play. And we have a strength in that. Sometimes we don't develop it as much as we should, but we do have a strength in exploration. Introverted sensing, the guardian is looking into the past and saying, this is how things happened. Let's compare and contrast that to how things are now. Let's work towards building stability in our lives. This is why maybe you drink the same coffee every day, you eat the same thing every day, you go the same way to work every day. Those kind of behavioral patterns as well, because we like consistency, especially physical comfort. Now, extroverted intuition, the explorer, is kind of timeless. It's about exploring different timelines, different possibilities. I think many INFPs like exploration of different timelines. Imagining what if this was the case? What if I fell over on my bike when I was coming home and then I went to the hospital and this whole other event, this whole other situation happened? I literally was thinking that on my way home today from the shopping center. And I just kind of like went into a different world, a parallel universe. And so we are very good at that, but also that keeps us not focused, not in the present, and not necessarily in the future. And also because the guardian is our tertiary function, it's kind of a place of weakness. It's not fully developed. It's not a true strength, definitely. And that is about the past. So we spend a lot of time in the past thinking about how things went wrong and our mistakes, but not necessarily using that and bringing it into the present moment and not really into the future. It's into many different futures, many different possibilities. So this keeps us weirdly distant. And this is one of the main reasons why everybody asks me what they should do with their lives and how to like understand their purpose and then take the action steps towards their purpose, because it feels like everything could be a possibility. And we have to actually oddly be in those experiences to kinesthetically feel it. And then our introverted feeling, the soul, can resonate with it or expel it, send it out. It is really important to pay attention to your everyday life. The things that you do every day compound and build into who you are and who you are becoming. The things that happened in your past likely built into who you are now. The thought patterns that you had, the experiences that you had, things that you did, the emotions that you felt over and over again, those create you. Now, it doesn't mean that you're stuck with that. You can change that, and you can actually do some things to rewrite the past and how it's encoded in your brain, which is really good. But that takes intention, and it takes action, and it takes focus. Small choices compound. And it's hard for INFPs to really make sense of that. Like conceptually, we understand it. But when it comes to actually doing the thing, taking the physical, sensory-based, tangible actions, it becomes really difficult. And then we go out into different fantasy worlds and we distance ourselves from what is really happening with our lives. This became clear for me one day when I just had a moment of realization that I had wasted the past 10 years. Like I'd done a lot of fun stuff. It was really good. Cool. That's great. But I wasn't building into the life that I just thought would naturally happen. It takes intention and it takes focus. It takes action. It takes you giving yourself to your passions. And if you don't do that, if you zone out and watch Netflix all the time, play a bunch of games all the time, eventually you're going to wake up 30 days or 30 years from now, maybe 30 days. I hope it's 30 days as opposed to 30 years. And look back and be like, oh no, I didn't do my life in the way that I wanted. And that's how I learned to figure out what is important now in a quicker way. I zoom out into the future. I have a conversation with my future self. Hey, we did this thing. How did it go? Are we happy about it? Or we did this thing. Are we sad about it? Or I didn't do this thing. Should I have done it? Do I regret it? Do I regret not taking the action to make my life amazing? That intentional use of emotions has really been able to remind me of the everyday, the small moments that build up into the day and the week and the months, years, decades. And one cool way of thinking about it is every present moment is a gift to your future self. And if you do it nicely, if you do it in a good way, then your future self will be happy for you. And all versions of yourself will be happy. This is a process that I learned from Annie Lala, who is also an INFP, married to Eben Pagan, which is one of my big mentors throughout my life. But it's to check in with yourself and say, would all of my selves be happy with this? Like, imagine you're on a stage and you're looking out into the audience of all of your past and future selves from different realms, different dimensions as well. Are they applauding for your actions, for what you did today, for the importance that you put onto some event, like taking a test, for example? Or are they booing? Are they sad? You know, if you think about it like that, you can ground yourself in more of what is important. It's not as quick and actionable as some other personality types' methods might be, but it has worked for me and it continues to work for me and other INFPs that I coach and support.